All right. I appreciate Representative Kirk's concerns. As somebody who is very concerned with the behavior of the police, I definitely don't want to expand the police data. I oppose the license plate scanners. I oppose red light cameras. The difference between those and what we're talking about here is the license plate and red light scanners are kind of this monolithic technological thing that exists 24 hours a day, and everybody that passes through is being monitored. In this case, this is only to deal with when the police are having an interaction with people. So to compare the two, not the same situation. License plate scanners, red lights, those are machines, police, human beings. So the way that human beings interact with other human beings is very important to me. And I have interacted with police who've been very, very pleasant, and I have interacted with police who've not been very pleasant. And as I said previously, having a camera in that situation, and having more than one camera is very important. I've had a situation where my camera's had a malfunction, and I've been unable to employ it in the way that I had intended to. So having another camera there to be there to record is valuable from that perspective. So again, I oppose Big Brother, and I think that this actually, this legislation actually helps oppose Big Brother because it keeps the police accountable for what they're doing. These cameras aren't being used and deployed for the purpose of writing tickets, which is what the red light cameras and the license plate cameras are, and those are wholesale violations of privacy. I don't think that even compares. And to Mr. Kirk's example of, well, what if you open the door for the police and they're there with the camera? I would recommend not opening the door for the police. You have no obligation to open the door for the police, and it's absolutely true. If you open the door for the police and they see something, let's say it's a marijuana pipe or a marijuana plant or something like that in there, then they have the reason to come into that room and make an arrest, whereas previously they might have only been called to deal with a missing child or something like that. So anytime the police see something that they believe to be a violation of the law, they'll act on it regardless of whether or not they have a camera on them. So that's, to me, not a concern either, and there is no prohibition on the police recording you at your door. If they want to bring another officer up holding a video camera, they absolutely can do that. So if they really wanted to get a peep inside your home and you were going to open the door for them, that would be your fault, opening the door for the police. You could talk to them through the door if you feel the obligation to talk to them, or don't talk to them at all and ignore them completely. You have no obligation to talk to the police, as I understand it. And I think that to go back to what the representative from Taser said earlier, I also pulled up those numbers from the Rialto, California Police Department that did the trial, and they did find significant reductions in reports of the use of force by the police and complaints by the people. And it was interesting hearing the Taser guy's explanation for that, because he said he talked to the police chief. Well, why is this? And the police chief's answer was, well, because the average person is less likely to be violent. Well, I'd say that's equally as true for the police officers as well. I understand there's a common view that the police are these paladins of great people, but they're people, and some people can be not so great, and these cameras can help us determine who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, again, trying to weigh things, do you not agree that Representative Kirk might have a point that we should limit this to some extent in this bill, and that rather than relying on the Department of Safety, the police, to write the regulations, we should write them ourselves?
I think he had a really good point on not allowing police to write the regulations. I think that any amount of control we can keep out of the hands of the police, the better. They are obviously going to write things in a way that will favor them as opposed to the people. And so I think that, yeah, absolutely, you guys should be, if you're going to move forward with this, should be writing the details, not the police department. But what was the first part of the question?
I think he wants to limit it, maybe to just traffic stops.
I'm concerned about that. I think that the police are constantly stopping people on the streets as well, and so just because I'm on foot, thank goodness we don't have this problem in New Hampshire, but in places like New York and in other places, the police are regularly stopping people on the street, and they're frisking them, and it's absolutely outrageous violations of people's privacy. So I think anytime they are interacting with people, they should be able to record it. I don't see what the risk is there to anybody, and if you're worried about being seen in your bathrobe, again, don't open the door for the police.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the gentleman?
Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. Devin Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I'm sorry.